in our community occupy our area, our community as a foreign troop occupies territory. And the police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us because they have their orders to do so. And just as the soldiers in Vietnam have their orders to destroy the Vietnamese people, the police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property because we own no property. They couldn't possibly be there to see that we receive the due process of law for the simple reason that the police themselves deny us the due process of law. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact.
People aren't hip to that yet. They're not really aware because they know some shit's going on in this country somewhere. But a lot of people out there don't know where it's at. They think it's the black people doing it. That all those riots are causing my life to be miserable in all areas, you know. And they really haven't focused in on the fact that it's the pigs and their mentors, the people who control the pigs, the power structure, those bald-headed businessmen at the Chamber of Commerce. See, they're not turned on to that power structure. They just know that life is becoming increasingly miserable for everybody. See? But when they find out who it is that's causing the trouble, and who it is that's making life miserable, and who it is that's responsible for all their sons being murdered in Vietnam. When they get tuned into that, then they're all going to be just like the Panthers, because this is what we're tuned into. We see what's going on, and it's just a terrible situation. More and more people are turning that, you see. So I think that they're going to do the dog right here in Babylon.
When we first started, we had a police alert patrol, and we would patrol the community. If we saw the police brutalizing anyone, we would put an end to this. Usually the police wouldn't brutalize anyone if we were on hand because we were armed, and if the police arrested the individual, we would follow him to the jail and bail the individual out, whether he was a Panther or not. And we would gain many recruits like this. So therefore the community started to say that, well, these people are really concerned about our welfare.
I think the basic reaction to a cat that like experiences the Panther. I don't mean who sees a guy go by in a black jacket or a beret. I mean a guy who sees the Panther in action with their lives on the line. When he sees that, that's the end. You know, like he's either scared to death where he's gonna never commit no more crimes, do nothing wrong. You know, he ain't gonna jaywalk, or else he comes around and says that he can dig it. You see. You don't find a guy, black cat, just remain the same after really seeing the Panthers. The guys on the block out there, man, they never have been too impressed by America, you know, by what's been happening to them. They're not impressed by that. They don't stand in fear of the cops. And this is the reason, one of the reasons why the Panther Party is focused on the cops. Because the cops are out there and they're visible, you see. And this is the direct contact of the black people with the power structure. You know, it's the man, the pig, who's going to bother them, you see. But the only thing that has been lacking was a method by which to really move against it effectively. And those other organizations with those programs and those nonviolent tactics and those appeals to God and Allah and whoever, brothers didn't want to hear that. And so here, all of a sudden, here come two niggas with some guns, stand up in front of the cop and talk to the cop just like the cop's talking to them, you know. They check that out. They really want to know what that's about. If they don't decide that their life is too precious, you know, that they must live forever. If they don't decide that, then they come a little close to the party.
What up, people? What's happening? What's happening? What the fuck is happening? Let me my shit right. There we go. There we go. Shit. Man, I'm working. I'm trying this green screen shit out. Let's see. How do I look? Alright. Let's see this. Give me 1 second. Let me get my green screen shit right. There we go. 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 What's happening? What's going on? All of those of y'all who are in the chat, Ron, Demetra, Sunflower Power, Miss Fat, dipped in chocolate. Hell, according to what my computer telling me, shit, that's probably it, man. This ain't no motherfucking live stream, dog. This like a class reunion or something. Shit. Yo, listen, man. I was reading a book, right? Y'all know that shit and went out of style. But dig this, right? Let me pull the book up. I was reading a book, and it was a book on the life of Fred Hampton. It's called The Assassination of Fred Hampton. See, I'm gonna pull this shit on up. Here you go. Reading this book is called Assassination of Fred Hampton, and this is, you know, what this book looks like, you know. And when you get into this book, it's real deep. Some real deep shit going on in this book. However, he had a lawyer named Dennis something or another. What's going on, Carter Hoskins? How you doing? Yeah. But listen, I was reading through this book, and you know, I know a lot about the Black Panthers, but I was starting to do some more research, some more digging, and, you know, going to find different things. So one of the things that I read about, they started talking about the 10-point program that the Black Panthers had. And once I, you know, did my investigation and my research into this 10-point program, I said, damn, you know, this would be nice to really bring this information to bring it on forward so that, you know, we could really talk and expand this conversation. However, one of the things that you notice of today is that there is no agenda, there is no set of deliverables, excuse me, got tongue tied, or it's no quantifiable, if you will, metric to which we can measure, you know, our success by, nor are there any strategic guidelines as to what we doing, why we doing what we doing, or how we can measure whether or not we're being successful. So I wanted to kind of turn y'all attention onto these things and flush this thing on out. So part of the 10-point program, I'm gonna run through these real fast, bring them up on the screen, is this are the things that we want. Okay, and this is the agenda that we need to be very clear about. Let me see. Because if going into the voting season, right, you have the Democrats and you have the, God damn it, I ain't even on my motherfucking, goddamn microphone. Hold on one second. Hold on, what the fuck I'm doing? I'm doing something out. I can figure this shit out. Samantha Nicole, Trent Hart. What's going on, Samantha Nicole? Can y'all hear me? Hold on, let me set this on. Beautiful you are. She in the game. Go here. Sorry, y'all. What about now? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Had to connect my microphone real quick. Alright, but listen, when we're going into the voting season, people gonna tell you Democrats, people gonna tell you Republican, and I say vote for the black agenda. I say vote for the black agenda, right? And what exactly is the black agenda? That's the question that we have to answer, is what exactly is the black agenda? And so that's a major question, and we never really unpack that. We never get into the ramifications of what exactly the black agenda is. So these 10 points, I think, should serve as a preamble or a framework as to what we should be voting for when we come to the election polls over on in November. And this is what we want. We want freedom. We want the power to determine the destiny of our black community. We want full employment for our people. Okay, we need to annotate that, and we need deliverables for business creation. Okay, we need to be able to make our communities be a self-functioning and self-operating community, meaning that Universal and Sony should not control the whole music industry. We need a black distributor in publication, in radio, that we could take our black artists to, so that when you get Prince at the end of his life, when you get Michael at the end of his life, when you get Stevie, who's old as hell, Lionel Richie, R. Kelly, Luther Vandross, when you have these artists, even like little, I think I already said Little Richard, but you have all of these artists who they do all of this black music, they make all of this money, then they get to the end of their life and they broke. Why are they broke? Because the royalties or the masters and things like that, the publishing has all been signed over to white hands. And so when we voting, we need a presidential candidate or a politician, if you will, even a lobby group, to tell us what the fuck we voting for. Like, to give us a distribution channel. You know, we need some type of distribution channel that is equivalent to that of our white predecessors. Okay? We don't have an agenda, then therefore we keep getting pimped at the polls. So, you know, the number one thing is we need equality. All right, you cannot control your own message. All right, so when we have radio, you know, all of the music on the radio is bullshit now. You got Janae Aiko whispering for a whole goddamn CD. We need to do something about that. We need the agenda where we can go in and we can get back to radio shares, because Sirius, Clear Channel, and iHeartRadio own all of the radio stations, basically. So when we putting out a black agenda, the only way we could put out a black agenda is through a white network. And then on YouTube, then if you are saying something that's too fruitful for black people, then they will shut you down. So when we go to the polls, we have to think about these different things. We want to end the robbery of the capitalists of our black and oppressed communities. Meaning, we need to get these Arabs, get these Asians, we need to get these foreigners and even the white folks out of our neighborhoods. And we need to be owning everything in our neighborhood. Even our franchise stores need to be black owned. We need to get black owned Subways, a black franchised out Wendy's, a black franchised out Burger King, a black franchised out McDonald's, black franchised out Steak and Shake, Applebee's. All of these chain restaurants that come in our communities, we need to have those things black owned. And I'm a little bit more radical. I think that it needs to be locally black owned, where you have somebody with an incentive to upkeep the community. That's just keeping it real. We want decent housing fit for shelter of human beings. Even to this day, we got racially targeted housing where they can deny housing applications predicated upon excuse me, this light fucking me up a little bit, but they could deny housing predicated upon your race, predicated upon your creed, color, sexual orientation, all of this shit. Do you have black owned McDonald's? You do have, yeah, you definitely got black owned McDonald's. And I'm talking about for the agenda. What is the agenda? Really, what's the agenda? If we're not voting for our agenda, then we're getting pipped in the polls. We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of the decayed American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in the present day society. Again, what they are starting to tell children, our grandchildren, our kids, that there was no slavery, there was indentured servitude. Segregation really didn't exist. They want to change the name, and then this is reflective of the complete relationship that the European has had since they have come over to America, because they got over to America and renamed things that was already named. You understand? They again, Trinidad, the island of Trinidad, Grenada, Caicos, Turks and Caicos. Christopher Columbus named these islands after the Holy Trinity, Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. What's going on, Mookie? So, we have to vote for our agenda, okay? We want all black men to be exempt from military service. That I agree with. Why would I die for a country? Why would I fight for a country when overseas we can be cool as fuck with the white boys, but then when they get back in front of this power structure, then they get to a code to shut your black ass out? How is it that yesterday we had 16 NFL teams play? None of them are owned by black men in a predominantly black sport. We want, number 7, we want immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people. That needs to be on the agenda. It simply needs to be on the agenda. All right, if we had a president that said that we will give life imprisonment to any police officer that is found to be criminally negligent in the murdering of unarmed black folks, that'd be some way different. Now, number 8, we want freedom for all black men in federal, state, county, and city prisons and jails. We do. We want nigga. That's a little extreme when they say, "Oh, some of these niggas need to be locked up." Shit, fuck that. Let's keep that shit 100. Some of these niggas are what the fuck they need to be, but we want freedom of black men who have been overcharged. I said black men. Lord fucking help me. What in the TBD is going on? We want freedom for black men because we get over sentencing, we get overcharged, over prosecuted, and again, we don't have true freedom even when you are free. But anything outside of murder, I think 3 to 5 years imprisonment is more than enough. Especially when we look at things like the fact that Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, David Barksdale, all of these people that created these gangs and shit like this in Chicago, these guys have been locked up since forever for gangbanging. But gangbanging, if you the opposite, complexion, gets you to the White House. Think about that. Really, put that in your peace pipe and smoke and marinate on that. We want black people, when brought to trial and tried in a court by a jury of their peer group or people from their black community, as defined by the Constitution of the United States. Hey, what's going on? You digging me? Number 9 is very important. I think that when folks go to trial, that they do need to be standing right there in front of folks who they grew up with. Black people, when you go to trial and shit, they say it's a jury of your peers, but you look around in the jury box, you don't see no niggas that you know, do you? And this is why black men falsely get funneled into the prison system, because the reason it's written as a jury of your peers is because you understand the code of your neighborhood. Okay? So if you put 12 people together who grew up the same way that you did, ate at the same Chinese place you ate at, that fought the same niggas in the same playground at the same schoolyard that you went to, they understand your plight and your struggle more than Joe Trajinsky, who grew up on the privileged side of town and can't identify with what the black struggle is. So that is our point number 9. Number 10, we want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. We need all of that. That still stands to this day. Okay? So the 10-point program that Bobby Seale then put in place, many of these things ring true still to this very day. Let's go on down. Now, let's see here. We believe that black people will not be free until we're able to determine our own destiny. That is correct. How long do we see that these things are not determined? Okay? That you are playing a game that essentially set up from the beginning. How many of y'all are in corporate America and you know that no matter how hard you work, Becky, who dad works over in accounting and is friends with the owner of the company, she gonna get her lily white ass out of school and she's just gonna be a shoo-in for a mid-management, executive level management job that you've been working and busting your motherfucking ass for, because nepotism is the key to white operation. Alright? They all plugged into each other. So we not going to be free until we can determine our own destiny. Remove these strangleholds that are holding us back so that we can get someplace. The next thing. We believe that the federal government is responsible and obligated to give every man employment or a guaranteed income. We believe that if the white American businessman will not give full employment, the means of production should be taken from the businessman and placed in the community so that the people in the community can organize and employ all of his people and give a high standard of living. Okay? So essentially what he is saying right there is he's saying that if y'all are going to use games to hold us out of corporate America, then we need the same business loans, the same government backing, the same insurance programs that you offer the white businessman so that we can be competitive. After all, the America forces down your throat the idea of free market enterprise and the marketplace. If you're not giving me anything to operate in the marketplace, I'm not a viable candidate to really challenge anybody, and a capitalism is supposed to be a competing currency program. So we are demanding that you hold truth to the self-evident. We demanding that you maintain your word to what you wrote on paper, which is the United States Constitution. I mean, it's something simple. We believe that this racist government has robbed us, and we are demanding the overdue debt of 40 acres and 2 mules. 40 acres and 2 mules were promised 100 years ago as redistribution for slave and mass murder of black people. We will accept the payment in currency, which will be distributed to our many communities. The Germans are now aiding the Jews in Israel for genocide of the Jewish people. The Germans murdered 6 million Jews. The American racist has taken part in the slaughter of 50 million black people. Excuse me, I gotta get some water. Alright, had to take a swig. Therefore, we feel that this modest demand that we make. So, again, we need our shit is what it comes down to. We need our shit. We believe that if the white landlords will not give decent housing to our black community, then the housing and the land should be made into cooperatives so that our community with the government aid and can build and make a decent housing for its people. We believe that in an educational system that will give our people a knowledge of self. If a man does not have knowledge of himself and his position in society, in the world, he has little chance to relate to anything else. Again, Bird came through with the bullshit this morning or this afternoon. Puff Mommy. Oh, wow. So, yeah. But, again, where is the African curriculum? Where is the African curriculum? Ebonics needs to be a national language of the United States. I'm sorry. The American government needs to recognize Ebonics as an official language of Native Americanized black people. Period. Alright, so until Ebonics is recognized, then all of these politicians are on bullshit. We need to have a Ebonics dictionary so we can know what a sandwich is. You know, but I'm laughing, but I'm serious, right? If you don't have an Africanized learning system that can teach our children who they are, where they come from, and what their interests are, then everything else that they think they know about what they think they know will only confuse them. Just saying. Urban Dictionary is not an Ebonics dictionary. Okay? And that's not nationally recognized. That's not something that a university has accepted. So we need to put that out there. We believe that black people should not be forced to fight in the military to defend a racist government that does not protect us. We will not fight and kill other people. We will not fight and kill other of color in the world like black people are victimized by white racist governments of America. We will protect, fight, and kill other people of color in the world who, like the black people, are being victimized by the white racist government of America. We will protect ourselves from the force and the violence of the racist police and the racist military, or by whatever means necessary. But that's real shit. Why should another black person have to go out here and fight against other black folks? But moving right on along, we believe that we can end police brutality in the black community by organizing black self-defense groups that are dedicated to defending our black community when racist police oppression and brutality. The Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States gives us the right to bear arms. Therefore, believe that all black people should arm themselves in self-defense. Real shit. Yup, real shit. Yup. Yeah. We believe that all black people should be released from the many jails and prisons because they have not received a fair or impartial trial. Right. Let R. Kelly the fuck out of jail. If you have not gotten a fair or impartial trial, then let their ass out. Fuck it. Let them out. Yup. Because we need to go through and we need to decide why black folks are locked up. It's a bunch of black men. Why come every year we learn about a new black man that done got out of jail after taking all his best years and he been locked up for all his best years? That's some bullshit. We need to figure that out. We believe the court should follow the United States Constitution so that black people can receive fair trials. The 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution gives a man a right to be tried by his peers. A peer is a person from a similar economic, social, religious, geographical, environmental, historical, and racial background. To do this, the court will be forced to select a jury from the black community for which the black defendant came. We have been, and we are being tried by all white juries that have no understanding of the average reasoning man of the black community. Again, look at R. Kelly. Do they understand the average reasoning man of the black community? They don't. They will say that they were hoes. If you understood how the average reasoning black man thinks, they was hoes. They was going. Period. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one person to dissolve the political bonds to which have connected them with another and assume the many powers of the earth, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and gods entitle them, a decent respect in others' opinions. To that secure these rights, the governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. Okay? Prudence indeed would dictate the government's long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And according to all experience have shown the black that mankind are disposed to suffer, and while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves of abolishing the forms of which they are accused. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, envisages a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right and their duty to throw off the government and provide new grounds for future security. So basically what number 10 is saying is they want to deputize themselves, and they want to have a black police force though that they could bust back at the motherfucking cops. I support that. I personally support that. Come on. Now, this next thing that I'm about to roll into is not a joke. Okay? So now, we face with a dilemma. The dilemma that we face with is that the black community is thought to be up for sale. And we have white politicians going into election season that believe that they could buy a vote with shit like, give me a second here. Let's look at this.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Kevin, and welcome to my little corner of the universe. And if this is your first time to my channel, and you like the videos that you see, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below, smack.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good.
So, you're really not gonna vote? You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it.
A district attorney decides who to prosecute,
including whether or not to go after dirty cops.
Do you know who the DA?
We do, but you don't want to vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just like the first black mayor.
You know how that happened? It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
Let me see.
Do you know who elects the DA?
We do, but you don't want to vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, oh, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first Black mayor.
You know how that happened? It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
To the poll, get your booty to the poll, get your booty to the poll, get your
Who gonna get their booty to who gonna get their booty to the poll? That's what the Democrats put out. That's what the Democrats put out. I wish I was playing, but that's a real true. That's real. That was real. Get your booty to the poll. Who gon' get their booty to that poll? Okay, this is Donald Trump's $500 billion reparation plan. Let's read through this shit so we can get to chopping this motherfucker up.
Building on his record of promises made, promises kept, President Donald J. Trump has released the Platinum Plan for Black America, which will uplift Black communities across the country through a $500 billion investment. After years of neglect by Democrat politicians, Black Americans have finally found a true advocate in President Trump, who is working tirelessly to deliver greater opportunity, security, prosperity, and fairness to their communities, while Joe Biden takes Black voters for granted, and even questions their Blackness if they dare to support conservative ideals. President Trump is working hard to earn the Black vote through his Platinum Plan.
He's trying to get... This is on Donald Trump's website, by the way. This is on Donald Trump's website. Okay. Alright, this is the next 2 paragraphs of his plan.
His plan will increase access to capital, fuel Black-owned businesses, cut taxes, increase education opportunities, lower the cost of healthcare, further criminal justice reform, make Juneteenth a national holiday, prosecute the KKK and Anti-FA as terrorist organizations, and make lynching a national hate crime. Across America, Black leaders are coming together to express support for President Trump's second-term agenda. President Trump has achieved more for Black America in 4 years than Joe Biden has in 4 decades, said Calvin Tucker, Black Voices for Trump Advisory Board member. From 3 million new jobs to 500,000 additional black-owned businesses, President Trump generated unprecedented opportunity for the black community, and he's the only candidate on the ballot who can do it again.
That was a load of bullshit. Both of them been fucked up. Like Donald Trump, he done had a bunch of segregation and shit happen at his apartments or his housing where he is denied it to black people. So Joe Biden is fucked up. So is Trump too. So for me, I don't have a dog in that race. You know, and this Calvin Tucker guy is like, yo, he's the president. Okay, you are a president, and you talking about what a congressman was doing or a senator, because Joe Biden was a senator. You know, of course you have more power as the president than a senator, but whatever. Maybe I'm missing something, yeah. Maybe I'm missing something. So, I mean, basically, it's going all the way through this, but then let's just see what this breaks down to. 3 million new jobs. These are his promises. 3 million new jobs for black people in the community. Black churches get the ability to compete for federal resources for their community. 500,000 new black-owned businesses. Bring better and tailored health care to address historic disparities. Immigration policy that protects American jobs. Okay. Increase access to capital in black communities by $500 billion. So they saying they gonna give $500 billion for projects to start new businesses. All right, whatever. Advance home ownership opportunities and enhance financial literacy in the black community. Onshoring manufacturing to advance jobs and develop opportunities for black-owned businesses. Commit on a Second Step Act. Safe neighborhoods for the highest policing standards. Access to better education and job opportunities. So, I mean, for me, alright, for me, this is a step in the right direction. The problem that I have with all of this shit is, hold on, let me blow this shit up. Alright, listen. So the problem that I have with all of this is, why is this shit coming out now? Why is this shit coming out now? Because we right before election season, that's why this shit's coming out? That don't make sense. You had all this time to do something and you didn't do anything. You didn't do a motherfucking thing, man. You know, you had all this time and you didn't do anything. You know, y'all, if y'all can put together a campaign in election season, then y'all motherfuckers was thinking about it when you first got there. You should just start doing all this shit. Don't tell me what you gonna do, bitch. Show me what you did, bitch. You know what I mean? And these motherfucking politicians be playing us because they ain't showing us what the fuck they did. They just telling us listen, man, we gonna get to y'all. We gonna get to y'all. You know, but it ain't nothing that's over the top. Nothing is over the top, man. It is nothing there. This don't make sense. This don't make sense. Donald Trump is talking about what he can do, what he's going to do. Bitch, show me what you have done. If you can't show me a history of being helpful, then you hurting me. You're hurting me. And, you know, with that being said, I got an interview, so I got to get up out of here, man. Y'all be easy.